you need to learn here. So see what I'm doing. I established the entire thing. Shot we were planning to do in Hicksfield is ready. So that we all can enjoy this movie that we together created. Let's see if it's ready. I think it's pretty dope. It's pretty good. It's awesome actually. Let's just download this and check it out. Okay, I'm going to take this in the edit and I'm just going to explain how the story functions with the edit. Of course, the edit can always be made better and the process never gets done. But I'll just show you how to establish your character, how to establish your scene, then the character, the story, and how to end it. So that's what you need to learn here. So see what I'm doing. I established the entire thing.
Civilization didn't burn out. It was buried.
And I didn't establish the character right. I established who she was from the back. Then I showed her face. Then might as well have one more dialogue from her. All right. Just a second. All right. Cool. Let's have a dialogue from her.
Maybe we were never the story, just the noise.
Maybe you use it only from here because we already have that shot. Maybe we were never a story, just the noise. I think our edit is done, guys. Just going to quickly show you how this all thing is placed. Okay, I'm going to export this and show it to you. First, I'm going to take a preview. Just cut the music at the right place. Okay, cut the music. Just level in the audio and let's just take a preview.
Civilization didn't burn out. It was buried. Maybe we were never the story, just the noise.
Awesome. This can be made better. The music also can be made better, but I'm not going to waste your time as well. But you understand the entire process. Just taking an export so that all of you can later see it when I share it with you guys. All right. Now we are officially done. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you guys. This is something which we created together. This is awesome. This was something which we've collectively could create. So basically, AI is not a tool where you isolate yourself. AI is a tool where you collectively sit and create something unique because now you have the tools which can create something like this in just 2 hours with like what the hell, guys? This is awesome. I loved it. I loved the process. I hope you guys also love the entire process. Of course, we can automate this in the company that in my company we are also automating the entire process, uh, and soon we will get to understand the tool. So I'm open to questions right now. Funny, I think we are done.
Wonderful.
Anything else you guys want to ask?
Wonderful, wonderful. I absolutely loved the entire session, how all of us came together and in a matter of 2 hours came up with an idea, used AI to work on that idea, converted that into images and then to videos, and then put all of that together, right? And I would want all of you to use the same workflow to be able to create something of your own and share it back with us. And that is how you kind of go ahead and practice and get better at all of this. I'm loving the comments that are coming in on the chat. Shantanu, couple of questions have been coming in, right? One is about consistency of characters when such movies are made. So, is it really possible for us to achieve that character consistency all across the entire trailer or movie?
Yeah. So thank you for that question because it's a very important question and particularly one thing which all the big giants of AI are planning to tackle. What we have come to realize right now that the AI is moving to a phase where character consistency is also going to be democratized. Right now, what is happening? We have to train a LoRa model, which is the low ranking model, where you add 15 to 20 images and create our own character, then put that character or use that LoRa to create an entire scene. But what I'm also seeing right now with Google coming in, if you have consistent prompts in Chat GPT, which was a great revolution in the session which I was having or having conversation with my team, when we use the prompts the same, a character, the physical traits the same, and use, say, for example, a Google's Image Gen 4, it gives the same facial, it gives the same faces. So you don't need to go through that complete technical process. Of course, in the filmmaking process that we are working on, we have trained our own LoRa models and come up with our own scenes. But if somebody's starting out, don't get so overwhelmed with the character consistency. Keep the prompts the same, and 1920 it will be a, somewhere down the line it will not be 100%, but it will still get the job done.
Wonderful. So, folks, just to summarize, for you to be able to get to character consistency, you have to really train these models, right? With training a Flux model with your own imagery, you will eventually be able to get to character consistency. But otherwise, you can get started, and with a lot of practice, you will be able to, get there.
Yeah.
The other question that was kind of coming in on the chat all throughout was about the copyright issues, because all of this is created with AI, right? So, what are your thoughts on that? Should people really be worried about copyright issues?
Some places, yes. Like Suno Eva was clearly mentioning that if you do not have the subscription, you cannot use it for commercial purposes. Similar is the case for all of these models. Ideally, if you want to use them on a regular basis, to basically become a content creator or for your marketing assets, you have to take the subscription, no doubt about it. Otherwise, they use those, the free assets or the free LLM. Carve.llm gives you those stock images, stock or footages which are just for personal use. But if you upload it, you will have copyright strikes. That does happen sometimes.
Right, right. Um, a lot of you are asking about whether free tools are available for image generation, video generation, and audio generation, right? All these tools that Shantanu had showed throughout this entire session, they all come with free credits. But beyond of that, all of them are also paid versions. Like these are all paid tools that are available, so you will have to, if you're generating images on a very high scale, you will have to end up taking the subscription of it. And if you are taking the subscription of it, you will be able to remove the watermark as well. I think Srivatsan was asking about the watermark.
Absolutely. I would like to add one more thing. In this process, all of the tools that we see are all available online on the repositories like Hugging Face or GitHub, and they can be localized. But you need a lot of compute space. You need to have a lot of hardware to particularly get the output in the desired time. We got outputs quickly because we basically are taking subscription to pay for the time per se. All these models are any which was available for people to use. We are
Yeah.
paying for the time and the servers and all the details that come to put things together. So yes,
Yeah. Tulsinath is like, you must be patient to complete the entire movie. Well, of course, I think Shantanu, if you could also give people a perspective about what we created today in the last 2 hours. If
yeah,
AI did not exist at all, how much time and how much money would cost, probably on a comparison level for us to be able, if we were to create something very similar without AI, being
oh,
there.
absolutely, absolutely. Depending on if you wanted to start or make this into an entire movie, we first of all have to come up with the idea by ourselves. We have to come up with the writing of the entire story, which would have taken a month or so. Then we would have to put together an entire team, which figures out what location to go to, what characters to use, what's the theme of that entire thing. That would have taken one more month. Then we would have gone into the actual shooting with the budgets. That would have taken one more month. Then we would have gone into the entire VFX workflow where we have to add these or make it look post-apocalyptic. That would have taken few more months. This entire process of that movie generally takes a year, but we finished that or the glimpse of that in 2 hours. So you cannot even compare, you cannot even fathom the difference.
Right. And the beauty of all of this, folks, is we woke up on a Sunday morning and in about 2 hours, we came up with an idea all together and we brought that idea to life. What I want all of you to really take away from this session is that if you are able to imagine something today, you can bring that to life all by yourself. You don't have to depend on anybody and you don't have to invest a lot of money to be able to do that. With one laptop, you can sit through it, and using the workflow that you have kind of seen, this entire workflow that you have seen, of course, we try to create a trailer, but the same workflow can be used to create marketing content as well. Shantanu, would you also want to throw some light on how brands have started, using AI for marketing content or branding material and all of that?
Absolutely. So with marketing, most of the marketing teams have gone into they create short content, and AI works really well for short content. You have stills, or you have small promos, you have small brand advertisements. So most of the marketing team are going complete AI with their own agentic workflows at this stage. We have been part of a few brand campaigns. Recently launched a brand campaign with a very big Ayurvedic brand where we created a cinematic ad for them, where the entire concept of that entire brand came out, and now we are making shorter contents using that as the campaign thread. So marketing teams have moved on, and initially we would love to shoot that entire ad, but now it happened in AI. So the entire company shifted their perspective to making AI-based advertisements, as long as there are character consistencies or you use the professional workflow that we are using. But I see the industry completely moving towards AI.
Yeah. And those of you who are kind of asking about the quality of the output that we have gotten.
Hmm.
So there is actually a process of upscaling these images and then we kind of convert them to video. But in the interest of time and because of the time limitation that we had today, we were not able to show the process of upscaling. But Shantanu, would you just want to talk about why upscaling also becomes important?
Absolutely. Most of these tools you will give you an HD, which is 1080p. Like Kling gives you an HD, but other tools give you 720p output. Similar to the images that we generated, those are not high resolution images. So if you saw in Crea, there was an option of enhance. You can enhance your entire image to have more details on it. So and then create a video which will have even more details on it. After that, there is one more enhancement process because now the output would be in HD, which is a full HD. If you want the output to be in 4K, for example, or an 8K resolution, you use a tool called as Topaz Labs. So there you can upscale it. So in right from the image process, you can upscale it. Then you move into the final stage, you can upscale it to give you like a proper, uh, a final professional high resolution video.
Wonderful. And for those of you who are asking how, so we ended up showing some of the ads to people that we created inside of Growth School and Outscale. And for those of you who are asking how we achieved character consistency on our ads, it was basically Flux model being trained with a lot of imagery of Web of Sicily, who is the founder who took the session yesterday. And we kind of used that inside of ads, and those are all of the things that you will be able to do as well. But I think these are most of the questions that have come in. Shantanu, are there any closing thoughts that you would like to give to people as advice for them to get started?
For people to get started, have your own story. And finally, we have the tools to create that story. So please give it a go. When I say story, not everybody is a storyteller, but everybody likes creating art. We all love watching movies. We all watch series. Might as well start creating something, and who knows that you can give something better to the world. So please go for it.
Wonderful. And those of you who are asking about how much you would get to charge from your clients if you were offering the same as services, I do not think the first step for you should even be to, try and monetize it. Practice the skill, get better at it. And once you get better at it, the monetization for creative content like this usually depends on the size of the content that you're creating and the concept and all of those aspects as well, right? Uh,
Actually,
so the recommendation would be for you to actually start practicing this, get better at it, money will eventually follow as you develop your skill.
Absolutely. And I would like to add something to this is that we are learning AI. That's why we are saying that these are AI visuals. Technically, it's just a story.
Yeah,
Nobody, when we watch an animation film, it's we are watching the story. We are not too hung up on how it was created.
yeah.
AI, because it's democratized right now, there is a lot of conversation on the tools per se. But I would like to also explain in this session that this session or more to do about how to approach a story and storytelling using the tools of AI. It can be used, the same workflow can be used in the shooting the entire process. So don't get hung up on the tools because they keep on bettering. Get hung up on the
Absolutely.
story.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think we have seen a lot of evolution happening with diffusion models over the last 2 years, 3 years, right? Like 3 years back, when you used tools like this, they would not understand what we are trying to tell them. But today, you are able to use these tools to create long form content as well. And over the next 3 to 5 years, all of this is going to become very natural, wherein we will not even realize that what we are watching is probably AI generated. It is
Absolutely.
going to become that natural. And like Shantanu said, it all boils down to the story that you're trying to narrate. As long as you're able to nail it, you will be able to create content that goes viral. Wonderful. I think with that, we come to the end of this session. Shantanu's Instagram link has already been shared on the chat by Anant. I'm sure a lot of you would want to stay connected with him, and he would also want to stay connected with all of you. So
Absolutely.
check out his work on Instagram and follow him and stay in touch with him. Thank you, Shantanu, for spending your Sunday
Absolutely.
morning, slightly into the afternoon with us to take us through your workflow.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure, always a pleasure to host these sessions with you. I'm looking forward to meeting more people who are so enthusiastic and who let me explore my creativity and speak about this topic, which is what I love. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Shantanu.
All right.
All right. So, folks, with that, we come to the end of the session on image and video. I'm so happy that we were able to take the time out today to kind of dive into diffusion models, because as I was putting out the schedule of the entire mastermind, I kind of felt that this was a missing piece and we got to cover that. Did you all love it? Love it on the chat if you liked the whole session and the entire workflow. And don't worry about the recordings, folks. We spoke about the recordings already yesterday. You will all get access to the recordings of everything that you're watching. I don't have to lie to you about it anymore, right? Because you already know the drill. You know that we all as human beings procrastinate. While you will get the recording, if you don't attend the session live, you will probably not be able to watch it ever, because that is how procrastination kind of kicks in. Sajjan, I was not taking your question until now because it was not a relevant question, but you will be able to create a Gemini gem. I think, by tomorrow, we will be putting out the recording of yesterday's session, wherein we kind of showed the entire process of creating Gemini gems. You can go ahead and create the Gemini gem. And once you create it, you will be able to publish it and share. The entire workflow of that was already shown in the video. And once you get access to the recordings, you can go ahead and watch it, Sajjan. I hope that kind of helps. But to set context for the rest of the day, it's about 1:20 p.m. right now. I'm going to take the next 10 minutes to essentially answer some of the questions that a lot of you asked us over the last 24 hours, ever since yesterday's session kind of got over. And from 1:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. IST, which is half an hour, 30 minutes of lunch break is what all of us would be getting. And from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, we are going to have two sessions running parallelly. One will be for non-technical people, which will continue on the same call. And for all the technical people, which is all the engineers who know how to write computer language, you will be receiving another link, and I'll be sharing it at 2 o'clock on this call as only for the engineers who know how to write computer languages, especially Python. If you do not know Python, you can stay back on this call itself, and we are going to be teaching you how you can build similar products without having to write a single line of code. With that being said, are we all ready to get started? Drop in the word ready on the chat. And all of you all throughout have been calling me very energetic, but I'm very excited to introduce all of you to Siddharth, who is way more energetic than I am. And you can see that on his specs directly.
What is up? What is up? What is up, people? Today we are going to talk about vibe coding. I looks like you folks are ready, so let's get started. And we will, today build personal software. Let's get started right away. Without delaying. How many of you know what vibe coding is? Did you hear it before here? I want to hear in the chat. All right. Many people did know, many people did not know. So let's simplify it. Vibe coding is when non-software engineers, when you don't know how to write code, you use AI to make software, right? And what we're gonna get you started today is with personal software, right?